What a race and what a finish, as Kyle Larson comes within a corner of winning his 4th straight points race this season until a blown tire on the last lap sends him into the wall and allows his teammate Alex Bowman to sneak by and steal his 3rd victory of the season. We're going to have to start calling Alex Bowman the thief after this, and after Dover. His ability to come out of nowhere and steal these wins are quite amazing. We're going to talk about that, the racing, and a lot of strategy in the race as we review the 2021 Pocono Race 1 of the doubleheader. Let's do it. Pocono, where do we begin? Now, coming into this race, I can admit I was very skeptical. 550 horsepower package, not a lot of tire fall off. I thought this would be a clean air dominant race, and it mainly was. But I think that the short length of the race made it much more entertaining from the go. Guys knew that they couldn't make mistakes. They didn't have as long to recover from it. So I think in that aspect, it helped the racing. Well, starting off, the Hendrick teammates Kyle Larson and William Byron would have the front row. And it was actually William Byron who would catch up to Kyle Larson with a really good run through turn 2 early. I think it was about 5 laps in. And that was the first time we'd seen anyone actually pass Kyle Larson for the lead in about 4 or 5 weeks. So a big sigh of relief came from everyone, and especially me as a Byron fan. Would be able to pull and get away from him a little bit until a debris caution would come out, and that would signify the competition caution as well, NASCAR said. And just a few laps after that debris caution, a restart would ensue, and we would see our first accident of the day as Brad Keselowski makes a very rare misjudgment and accidentally takes out Cole Custer, clipping him in the right rear and sending him into the outside wall as they kind of jockeyed for position going down the backstretch, trying to enter turn 1. Hate to see it for Cole Custer. That team's really been trying to build momentum and get solid finishes. And for Brad Keselowski, just a continuation of, I think, what's been a tough and frustrating season ever since the end of the Daytona 500. I personally think he's really frustrated. Hasn't been the type of year. I think he's ready to just go on to Roush Fenway Racing and turn a new leaf. After that, there would be a restart with 8 laps to go in the stage as Kyle Busch made a big move to try and break up the Hendrick dominance of William Byron and Kyle Larson, and was able to get out front and maintain that lead for those final 8 laps, and went on to win only his 3rd stage of the year. A big confidence booster for this team, as they said, and we've heard him throughout the past couple weeks be kind of frustrated with not being able to break up and get in between that Hendrick dominance. So for a stage win right there for him, that probably felt really good. Stage 2 would begin with a new look on the front row as Joey Logano and I believe Kurt Busch stayed out and played strategy to try and gain track position and start that second stage off in the lead, and it worked very well for them as they were able to hold that position throughout that early part of the first stage until a spin by Ryan Newman going through, I believe it was turn 2, all by himself, just had that car snap around on him, tried to stand in the throttle, keep it off the wall. He would get some damage, and that would severely hamper their day and their race car. However, though, after a mixed bag of strategy on the pit stops after that, it was Kyle Busch who found himself in the lead once again after being the only car to stay out in what he said felt like a pretty lonely position, although he was able to retake and maintain the lead. And once that 18 got into clean air, he looked good. He was very happy with his car, and that's a huge surprise. I think at one point on the radio he said it was good, and that's just a surprise to hear Kyle Busch so happy with his car. But after an incident between Corey LaJoie and Anthony Alfredo coming out of turn 4, that would set up a late stage 2 restart where it would be the older brother, Kurt Busch, able to fire off strong on the restart and get some very, very much needed playoff points and a stage win. Big stage win for him as he sits near the bubble trying to point his way into the playoffs this season. Now after stage 2, the pit stops would cycle through and strategies would play themselves out, and Kyle Larson would retake the lead to start the 3rd stage, as most of stage 3 was run under green flag conditions, and that would set up a barrage of pit stops and strategy for the final time for these guys down pit road, which led to a great sequence where Kyle Busch was able to leapfrog Kyle Larson with a good pit strategy, but with that clean air on his side, Kyle Busch was able to take Larson's away and really fought him tooth and nail for numerous laps until a caution for debris would come out with 23 laps to go, setting up an exciting final restart. And on that final restart, it was the thief, Alex Bowman, being the brave soul to take the bottom line. We'd seen William Byron take it a few times earlier and just not been able to get the push that he needed to contend with that lead car going into turn 1. But Ryan Blaney gave Alex Bowman a absolutely monster push down into that first turn. He was able to clear Kyle Larson, and when I say he used every aero advantage for about 15 straight laps that he could to hold this man back. He did. I have never seen a better job of someone using every dirty air trick in the book to hold someone back, except for when Joey Logano was able to hold off Kevin Harvick last year at Kansas. That's the only other time I have ever seen dirty air be such a problem. And that was the only thing I really had an issue with today, was how long it took Kyle Larson to get by Alex Bowman. Not because Bowman had a better car, not because Bowman's the better driver, but simply because all Bowman really had to do was take that line away until his car just got so junky he couldn't take that line away. We all know what happened next. Kyle Larson took the lead. I think it was about 6 laps to go. We all thought he was going to sail into the sunset. They were getting the champagne ready, popping the cork, till on the last lap on the straightaway heading into turn 3, Dale Jr. spotted it out and called Larson's front tire looking soft and flat, and out of nowhere you saw the splitter go to the ground. He tried to arc it into the turn and it went straight up the wall like you knew it would on a flat, smacked the wall hard, allowing Alex Bowman to scurry on by in that ever so great catbird seat and pick up his 3rd win of the season in just unbelievable fashion. And I cannot believe how I was elated. Not elated with joy or happiness, just generally shocked when I saw Bowman's car fly into that outside. It was like when Hamlin's car blew a tire leading at Indianapolis. Not quite the same, wasn't the last lap, but man, it was exciting. Alex Bowman gets his 3rd win of the season. Kind of lucked into it after not being around all day, but those are the breaks. That's racing, and he's got 3 wins now and looks to be a serious playoff contender now. He jumps right up in there with Martin Truex and Kyle Larson. Come playoff time, Bowman the Showman might have something to say about putting that 48 car back in championship contention. So, with that being said, I think it was a pretty decent race. Like I said earlier, I think it being a shorter race made it much more exciting. The intensity was up from the start. Quick look at the top finishers today, of course. Bowman, Busch, Byron, Hamlin, Blaney, your top 5. Kurt Busch rounds it out for a top 6 and another good finish for him. Joey Logano 7th, Harvick 8th. Larson still brings it home 9th with that flat tire and damaged car across the line. We got Brad Keselowski who brings it home 10th. Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott rebounds from damage on the start to bring it home 12th. Daniel Suarez, 13th. Another solid run for this Trackhouse team who just continues to impress and I think outrun themselves every week. They are running consistently well, and it's really good to see. Bubba Wallace Jr., another team who needed a good run, found it today. Big top 15. He'll start up towards the front tomorrow. That's a good run for that 23XI team. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. brings it home 15th. He overcame a penalty on a restart. NASCAR said he laid back a little too far trying to get a big jump, but he brings it home top 15. Great comeback for that team. Curious to see what the guys can do tomorrow. Same package, inverted start for the top 20. So Kyle Larson's actually going to go to a backup car, so we'll see him come from the rear. So can he get some redemption? Will we see Bowman sweep, or will somebody else find their way to victory lane? We'll talk about it tomorrow, but for now, thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all have a good one.